episode is being recorded for our community archives. Now let's set the energy high. If you're excited and ready for an impactful session, drop a thumbs up or a smiley in the chat. Shall I see some smileys or thumbs up in the chat window, please? Thank you. Fantastic. And before we go, let me introduce our guest speaker, Mrs. Shirly Kalirajan, founder and director, Ostynia Solutions Private Limited. Let me also introduce our moderator, Mr. Pankaj Vyasa, managing partner, Bija Trainings, who will be interacting with our guests along our panel discussion leader, Mr. Haresh Nagesh, SCM leader, corporate trainer, mental health mentor. Without further ado, let's get started. Over to you, Mr. Pankaj.
Thank you so much, Darshini. Good evening, everyone. I welcome you all on behalf of Bija Training, the Mass Leadership and Leaders Connect. And special welcome to Ms. Charlene and Mr. Haresh for being there for this episode 0241. Right. And as I always say, that, every time when we hear an expert, there's always one learning which we can take away. So let's see what is that we are going to learn today. So before we move forward, I would like to officially welcome each one of you and especially our guest and our panel discussion leader through a mode of welcome video. So I just have the welcome video and then we'll move forward. Okay, so welcome, Shirley, Miss Shirley, welcome officially. I welcome you here. And Harish, welcome to the forum. Over to you, Harish, to take the panel discussion forward. And before that, Miss Shirley, you want to add anything, you can please start. Thank you so much.
Good evening to one and all,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you. Thanks for joining in. So over to Harish for the panel discussion because we are already at 6:40. So without taking not taking much of a time, I hand it over to Mr. Harish.
Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you. Thanks for this opportunity. And a special thanks to
Harish, you're
our.
not audible. You're on mute, I believe.
No, it's audible only.
No, we can't hear you.
Am I audible?
Uh, no, sorry.
Now I'm audible?
Yeah, you can mute one of the. Hello.
I think so.
Yes.
Oh, thanks for this opportunity, Pankaj. Hi, Shirley, ma'am. Yeah. Uh, I welcome you from the Bijas.
Hi, Harish.
So, uh, in future, I'm not wasting. I'm not taking more time. We are getting into the session. Yeah.
Yes, please, you
From
can
your
continue.
experience as a CHRO and HR consultant, how do you use work analytics to transform HR from an administrative role into an strategic business partner?
Yes, first of all, good evening to everyone. And I would really be thankful for this opportunity, for the Leadership Connect 360, for this wonderful opportunity. And I just wanted to give a quick introduction about me. And I'm Shirly Kalirajan, and human resource strategist, a talent architect with 16 plus years of experience into construction, architectural, FMCG, AI, technology-driven businesses, and also into business consulting. And I work closely with the leadership teams to design talent ecosystem. And coming to your question, the first question, right? So you were asking about the workforce analytics. So, in my experience as a consultant, as a corporate HR, we work closely with the early career talents. And most important question that whenever we get into that, are we preparing a right workforce for the future business? So that is the question that we have to start with. So on tracking, like instead of tracking the headcounts, the hiring status and all, the focus have to shift in different way. So how quickly employees become productive, where they, what are the right skills they possess, and how sustainable is the internal workforce and overtime. So when we apply this approach to the talent pipelines, especially in the early career hires or interns based models. So the leadership has to decide whether to hire a new talent or train the existing force or employee or redefine the roles. So I can just give a quick example when we worked with the manufacturing sector and civil construction industry quite a year before. That was a setup, and wherein the manufacturing sector approached us to do an intervention because the problematic statement was frequent absenteeism. That was affecting the production as well as the delivery timelines. So then we intervened inside, and instead of introducing more policies or giving a notice to the employees who are really absenteeism, we studied the attendance data very closely, and we compared the absenteeism, why it is happening. One parameter is on shift timings, one is on employee travel distance, and the way the supervisor get engaged with the shift employees. So all these things are was into the parameter. And finally, on the outcome of the workforce analytics, we found that there was a real issue on the long term shift schedule, the travel fatigue, and also the poor supervisor getting engaged with the shift employees. And all these things were brought to the leadership team. And we insist that the leadership team to redesign the shift schedules and basically providing a good focused trainings to the supervisor to engage with the shift employees. And finally, we got a very beautiful result that the absenteeism was coming down and the workforce stability was increased. And finally, the project timeline was beautifully done in the given timeline. So this is how the workforce analytics, like on the real-time scenario, we worked out for a client.
So, as you rightly said, ma'am, employee skill has to focus to identified. So,
Pankaj, I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you.
Harish, your voice is a little low.
Harish, I'm sorry. Harish, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I think now it's all.
But it's echoing. It's echoing. You need to put off the audio for one of the gadget.
Now it's audible, sir.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Please go ahead.
So as you rightly said, ma'am, employee skill has to be focused and identified the roles. That was a great perspective, ma'am. Yeah, we will move into a second question. How can workforce analytical help organization manage diverse talent groups. That means effectively and create long-term values, ma'am.
That is actually a right question, and which is like to be addressed in many organizations today, because there is two type of categories. Like whenever we are managing a diversified talent pools, especially in the like very large organizations. So one is like there is a generation difference in the workforce. When we take Gen X, Millennials, Gen Zs, so all the generations work together. So that is again one challenge. And second challenge is there is a difference between the intent, the maturity level, the life cycle stages, and the skill set, the experience, what they possess. No, so all these are has to taken into metrics. So whenever there is a blended workforce in the organization, so it is actually not an exceptional or an optional nowadays. It's an operational model, right? But in many organizations, there is a mistake because whenever they assess, whenever they do an assessment, they apply in uniform metrics to assess all these kind of difference workforce. So that shouldn't happen actually. So I could see I could say a real time experience that it's like a very leading giant, IT giant in India and also globally, with 2 lakhs plus employee workforce. Wherein they have a full-time employee, they have an early career hires, and they have an interns working together in one project, in one live project. So initially, the organization was having a similar performance measures for everyone. And that really created a challenge for them because the intent where they were losing the talent, there were less productivity. And the manager felt that every time they have to give a mentorship, they have to be behind the early career hires and interns. So that has become a monotonous process. And now the HR has to shift, they have to transform the strategy. They had an analytical approach. So wherein they defined a couple of things for interns and early career hires. One is like when we assess an interns, when we have a performance metrics, we have to take all these parameters into consideration. One is the learning speed, the culture fit into the organization. Second, thirdly is like skill adaptability and the exposure towards a project and the readiness, the willingness to move as a full-time employee. So all these things was into the approach, the analytical things. So when we assess an experience of full-time employee, the focus was on the role stability. So internal mobility, cross-functional opportunities, and long-term delivery impact. So with this analytics, right, based on the experience, exposure, their life cycle stages, so they had a wonderful result. So they reduced the external hiring dependency. They improved the internal talent planning. They actually reduced the attrition level. And finally, whenever they approach the interns or early career hires, they don't see them as a temporary workforce. So they actually predict them as a talent pool. So it was actually leading a giant, IT giant, who actually worked with this blended workforce analytics, and they had a very fruitful result in reducing the attrition and increasing the internal talent planning. So that was actually the inference that I wanted to give.
Yes, right, ma'am. As you said, assessment tool has been quite challenging now. That has to be focused. Yeah, I think so. So we will move on to next question, ma'am. How can predictive analytical help organization forecast attrition and skill readiness and future leaders yearly, especially the fast growing pressure heavy teams? So how is it, ma'am?
Okay. See, always we have a proverb saying that prevention is always better than cure, right? So that is actually really true whenever that is applied in the organization as well. So predictive analysis, specifically for fast-growing organizations, they really help out uh, because in these environment there would be attrition or poor performance or all these things would be a warning sign for an HR. So how all these can be taken as a consideration? So there can be simple indicators by employee kind of indicators like employee engagement, learning progression, attendance ratio, and how people respond to the feedback. All these small indicators, actually, it's a big indicator. All these indicators, the HR can identify who's a risk, who's at risk, and who is at risk of leaving the organization, and who is a strong potential candidate, and that he or she can be seen as a first leader or second level leadership role. So all these parameters can be identified through all these simple indicators, and that really helps HR to take an early action by providing a good mentorship support, skill enhancement support, role adjustments, better project exposures, and defining a good career path for the internal forces. So all these things, and then HR can plan, and it really reduces the existing the attrition of the employees. And also predictive analysis helps HR to move from reacting to the problems, from preventing them before it happens. So this is how predictive analysis helps HR to work in a better way in terms of anticipating the attrition, skill readiness, and future leadership pipelines.
Great, ma'am. So prevention is better than cure. Okay, we move to next question, ma'am. How do you analytically position talent so that individual calibration, organization needs, and the market proportion remain aligned?
Okay, this is actually very resonating question, in my entrepreneurship journey, because whenever I speak about the talent positioning, I don't go with the word called recruitment out. So talent positioning is where we don't only create a value, hiring value. We wanted to place a people in the right position for the right job, like positioning a people. Yeah. So whenever we position a people, we have to have a clarity, a kind of 3 to 4 kind of clarity. So what the individual is good at, and what that the organization actually needs from the employee, and what is the market expectation from that role. So all these parameters, when we take into consideration, we position a talent to the right role. So first, we have to assess the individual capability based on their skill set, their past performance, their learning ability, and the adaptability to the culture. So all these things has to taken into consideration. Secondly, aligning to the business needs, which role, what is the growth, what is the delivery, and what is the revenue. So all these parameters has to align um, to the business requirements. A third is validating according to the market reality. So whether the role is designed, the compensation, the skill metrics, all that is relevant to the competitive and relevant to the market, current market situation. So when these three elements, specifically what is individual good at, and what is actually required from the employee on the organization perspective, what is the market expectation, all these three things are aligned together, then the employee becomes productive, and as productive becomes faster, the attrition reduces, then the organization is seen a good place to work when it is branded in the marketplace. So whenever HR uh, has like positions a talent, so they have to strategically position them, and they have to think the positioning into a long-term success.
Oh, let's get into final question, ma'am.
Yeah.
How does workforce data help identify high potential talent uh, and prepare them for a future critical roles throughout their career journey, ma'am?
Okay. So whenever we apply a workforce data play, right? So we shouldn't always focus on the current performance. We have to understand how people learn, they adapt, and they grow over time whenever they fit into our organization culture. Especially whenever in the early stages, no early career stages, data shows that employee uh, who take the ownership of work, they show curiosity beyond their role. They handle challenges well. They often grow into a strong leaders, even if they are not the top performing employees initially. By tracking all these behaviors, right? The HR has to track all these behaviors through a workforce data, through an analytical platform. So HR can give such employee a stretched role, a mentoring, a wider exposure at the right time. So this really helps organization to build a future-ready leadership pipelines, and it all and also ensures that right people are prepared for a critical role as a business growth. So internal mobility or succession analytics, that helps really to understand identifying the high potential talents. So the first level or second level leadership talents within the organization level.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for your wonderful inputs and valuable prospects, ma'am. And thanks for the session. And over to you, Pankaj.
Thank you so much, Mr. Haresh, for doing a wonderful plan discussion. And Shirley, ma'am, thank you so much for putting in things so simple. Okay, and what I understood is that you talked about the science behind the workforce management, right? This is over beyond, once we talk about human behavior, we talk about people management, but today what you talked about is the science behind the workforce management. So that has been my learning today. Let's see what people have learned in last 30, 35, 30 minutes. So that would happen through a mode of a quiz. So for that I would like to invite our quiz leader, Miss Ishwarya, for the quick quiz. So the purpose is the quick quiz winner will get a book from our side. So let's see who's the winner today. So Ishwarya, over to you for the quick quiz, please. Ishwarya, are you there? Just a minute.
Hi Pankaj, good evening.
Yeah, hi Ishwarya.
I had some technical issues, so I have joined in that ID itself.
Your voice
Thank
is
you
a
so much,
little
Shirley
low.
ma'am. That was the
Yeah, please.
Thank you so much, Shirley ma'am. That was wonderful insights what you gave, like this, no, analyzing the future terms and using the psychometric assessments to assess the people. That was excellent. So my question to our audience is, which type of analysis help us to make future-ready people decision making? So the option will be understand future skill needs, identify future leaders, predictive analysis, placing the right people in the right roles.
So who's the winner,
Again, our
Ishwarya?
Sukumarji
Sorry, who?
wins the quiz, no doubt in that.
Who's the winner?
Again, our Sukumarji wins
Oh,
this
Sukumar
quiz.
Ajish ji.
He said the right answer is predictive analysis.
He is our winner leader, right? So again, sir, you
Yes,
get
he is
this
the quiz
book.
winner leader.
So today's quiz prizes this Fletcherism book written by author Miss C.A. Vaishali Prasad. So Mr. Arul will do the needful for this. So once again, congratulations. And you get the bonus by unmuting yourself and ask one question to our guest. So that's another bonus for you, sir. So Sukumanji, you can unmute yourself and ask your question to our guest.
Yeah, ma'am, thank you for the session, ma'am. Like, my question is like in an organization of a big structure, how can a person, individual person, there is so much competition in the market, no, be
But can you just come again? I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you properly.
Your voice is a little low, Sukumanji. Can you
Yeah,
please
yeah.
louder, please?
Yeah. Thank you for the session. Are you able to hear me now, ma'am?
Yeah, now it is perfect.
Yeah, like my question is like if we are working in a very large organization, now how for us for the HR to tap individual for a leadership role, what should an employee do such that he is in the limelight and he gets more, he's getting chosen to for more opportunities is my question.
Okay. So that is actually, you are addressing that challenge?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. So that is what, like, actually, to recap the session which we had, right? So first is like whenever you assess an employee, we should not have the same metrics as for assessing a full-time employee with much experience who has worked for a number of years in an organization. So the metrics is like specifically it's like it should be a 360-degree matrix. It should be a specific tailor-made matrix, and wherein the employee engagement, the empowerment, the career readiness, and everything, the holistic things has to be taken care by the HR. And the employee has to voice out whenever they wanted to give a feedback or like that, then opportunity has to be given. And their performance has to be mapped in 360-degree analysis. So whenever HR analyze this metrics, and they can understand like where to position them as a second leader or first level leader, or into a leadership role. So that can be done through the metrics.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Yeah.
So now I open the forum to the rest of the people so we can have quick 2 questions. So anyone who would like to ask question can unmute yourself and ask question to our guest, and then we'll move forward so we can have maximum 2 questions. So if there's any, Aishwarya, if you can see anyone raising a hand, please help. And if not, then we can move forward. Okay. So if we do not have any questions, then I would like to invite our summary leader, Miss Priya. So Miss Priya, over to you for a quick summary session, please.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you very much, Shirley, for those wonderful insights.
Excuse me, Priya, you're quite
Okay.
louder, please. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Shirley, for those wonderful insights. Yes, that was, we got to know some points about workforce analysis. Thank you very much for that. Let me do a quick recap on what was discussed. So, are we preparing a right for workforce or for the future business? That's the main question, right? When we have this workforce analytics, and how sustainable is the talent pipeline? That is another important question to be addressed. And you gave an example of manufacturing construction industry where you were talking about frequent absenteeism by employees, and their workforce analysis was done and found out it was because of the shift manager, the commute distance, the timing, the shift timings, everything put together, they were not able to come up regularly. And after this was done, they gave beautiful results, and it gave beautiful results. Yes, so the analytics played a role where the problems were analyzed to the root. And a diversified workforce, we can categorize into 2 categories. That is the generation difference and the experience difference in the experience. Generally, mistakes happen when uniform assessment metrics are applied to all groups. So, assess them based on different analytics, based on how their adaptability and their cultural alignment as a metrics for the interns especially. Having blended workforce analytics solves problems in a diversified workforce. Coming to the next part, that is in an organization, prevention is better than cure. Predictive analysis is definitely gives great results for an organization. Simple indicators like learning progression, their involvement, how much it is reduced, or their difference in their attendance, that can help HR assess that they are going to take help HR assess about the attrition and take early action to reduce the attrition. And predictive analysis can also help move from reactive action to preventive action. That is very important because attrition definitely nothing can be done after employees quit the organization. It's better to be preventive. And yes, the next point is about talent positioning. That is very important. Talent positioning is placing the right people in the right job. So assessing individual capability and aligning to the business needs and validating according to market reality are the 3 important aspects to make employees productive so that they are doing the right job, they are at the right place. And Do not focus on the current performance, maybe in their role, whatever they are. Track their behaviors that would suit for the new role. This would help organization a future-ready leadership pipeline. So these were some points about your talk on these wonderful aspects of this workflows and analytics. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Priya, for summarizing the session.
Thank you, Priya.
So thanks a lot, Priya, for summarizing the session so well. Thank you so much. And Shirley, I can see her face, so she was also giving the confidence that yes, you have covered all the pointers what she has shared till now. So thank you so much for doing that. So as we
Yeah.
move forward, I would like to invite Miss Tanisha for the vote of thanks, please, and then there will be a formal thanking video. So Tanisha, over to you for the vote of thanks, please.
Yes, sorry for the interruption, Pankaj. Tanisha is having a small challenge.
Sorry.
So I'm just
So,
I'm here.
Dr. Aishwarya, kindly do the honors.
Thank you,
You are
Pankaj.
my
Thank
vote
you
of
for
thanks
giving.
leader.
Yeah, thank you, Pankaj. Thank you for giving
Yeah,
this
please.
wonderful opportunity. Yes, Shirley, ma'am, as I said early, that was a thought-provoking session. As you said, like this assessing tools or else predicting the future things. Now, as you said, this Gen Zs nowadays, people, young generations, reading their minds is quite challenging. And your session was thought provoking. Let me get into the formal word of thanks, and thank you so much for accepting our invite. On behalf of Bija Trainings and our moderators and Prakash, I thank you for this wonderful session what I have given. So, good evening. This is me, Dr. Aishwarya, 360-degree assessment specialist and a corporate trainer. When decisions are driven by clarity and data, organizations are better equipped to position talent and build the resilient workforces. Let me quickly share once again the purpose of this thriving community. Leaders Connect 360 Foundation is a non-profit organization aligned with United Nations Sustainable Goals (SDG). We are a hybrid leadership community bringing leaders together every Wednesday from 6:30 p.m. to 7:15 p.m. where experts from diverse fields share practical solutions to real-time leadership challenges, just like the valuable insights we received today on workforce analytics and talent positioning. Every last week of the month, we go to a step further by inviting authors to share insights from their books, helping us to evolve as a leaders and a lifelong learners. I extend my deepest gratitude to our esteemed guest, Ms. Shirly Kalirajan, founder, Ostynia Solutions Private Limited and CHRO, and Only Interns Private Limited for our insightful and thought-provoking perspectives. A special thank you to our panel discussion leader, Mr. Haresh Nagesh, and our moderator, Mr. Pankaj Vyas, for hosting today's discussion so effectively and make it truly impactful. And now, as a small token of our appreciation, we present a special thank you video to express our gratitude. See you next Wednesday. Until then, keep leading and keep growing. Thank you so much, Shirley, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And yeah, a couple of things can I share?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, let the video play. Finally.
Please share
Yes, you can, ma'am.
just have the
Okay.
video and then you can take it.
Yeah, and Pankaj, Priya, Haresh, Dr. Aishwarya, Darshini, it was a real engaging session with you all. And we are I'm about to launch my new product, Only Interns, which is a platform. We are creating opportunity for interns across Pan India and also globally. And that
Great.
is going to get launched on 7th Feb in IIT Madras, Chennai. And I'm happy to announce this also during this session. So, and would really look forward to all your support on that also as well.
So many congratulations and wishing you all the best. Okay, for initiating this, and I hope that people will definitely get benefited from this initiative. Thank you so much for sharing it on this platform as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
here
so
I would
much.
like to have this thanking video for you. Thank you so much once again, Shirley ma'am, for joining in, and we look forward for you to be part of this community. And we are planning, we are motivated to create 1,000+ leaders, and that is where we need your support. Be a part of this community. So we do this activity every week on Wednesday, and on the last week of every Wednesday, we call an author. So even if you have any of your friend who is an author, so this could be one of the platform wherein they can come and talk about their books as well. So Arul will be in touch with you, madam, for this, and we look
Sure.
forward for your support. Thanks for joining in. So thank you
Thank you,
everyone
Pankaj.
for being